Have you heard the Whistler? I'm the Whistler.
No. Don't come near me. I didn't plan to kill you, no.
That was John Hendricks. He waited for a chance to sell his soul to the devil.
Money is not enough, John. Money is not enough. We want you, John. We want you.
That was his wife, Martha, the former widow Mazda.
Yes, Mother. Yes.
And her simple-minded son, Henry.
Go ahead, son. Go ahead. We must have John Hendricks. Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother.
Tonight, CBS presents a new mystery series, The Whistler.
And I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak. And so I tell you tonight the strange story of Retribution. Gaze up this muddy, rain-splattered road. A small, lonely stone building appears against the lightened street sky. The dismal courthouse of a southern village. The village of Marsdenburg. It is nearly midnight. A trial is in progress. A murder trial. John Hendricks is on trial for his life. The state versus Hendricks. Killed his wife and stepson. He killed his wife and her simple-minded son, Henry, for the $10,000 in cash she kept in her big house on the outskirts of town. Open the door. There he stands, John Hendricks, a huge, silent man of 50, large, bony hands. Close the door. Well, what do you think? Does he look like a murderer? The prosecutor is closing his argument.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it has been proven that Mrs. Hendricks had no current bank account. It has been proven that she did have a large sum of money which she kept on her estate. John Hendricks knew of this money and attempted to steal it, was caught in the act, and killed them both in order to cover up the theft. It was not a tramp who killed that old gray-haired lady and her simple son. There was only one intruder, one thief, one murderer. And there he sits, ladies and gentlemen. There he sits in all his guilt, a vicious killer, a murderer. There is only one decision for you to make. There is only one penalty that can erase from this countryside the stigma of this fiendish crime. One penalty for this axe murderer, John Hendricks. And that penalty is death. The state rests.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict? Have you reached a verdict?
Your Honor, we, the jury, due to lack of more complete evidence, find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree.
Second degree. Cheated death. You'll get life. Surprised? Of course you are. But it had to be. Yes, it had to be. I know.
John Hendricks, stand up.
Yes, John, stand up. Face the court. Watch him now. He's on the speed.
John Hendricks, I wish to state that I am not in accord with the findings of this jury. However, there's nothing for me to do but sentence you to the state penitentiary for the remainder of your natural life.
Know where you are now? Recognize that huge, sprawling stone structure with the high walls around it? State penitentiary. How much later? 10 years. John Hendricks is in there. He has a number now. It is 1013. Let's go through the gates. Up the steps. Down the corridor. we are in cell block 2. Night again. It just turned in. This has been going on for 10 years for John Hendricks, 1013, and his cellmate Bill, 1014. Bill, 1014, is a gangster, or rather, he was. But he's changed during the 5 years he's been here. Bill has decided to go straight if he ever gets out, which is very doubtful. But he holds no resentment, has become more or less happy. Bill started reading here, philosophy and so forth. He's changed. But what about John Hendricks? Oh, no. Not Hendricks. Because he has a plan. He has a purpose. Move closer to the cell door and listen.
All I got to say, Billy, is I think you're crazy enough to make the try with me.
That's a matter of opinion, John.
But it'll be simple. I got everything all set. It's all fixed. Not a chance of a slip-up.
All fixed? Who with?
Well, a friend of mine.
Oh, I see. Crooked guard. Huh?
No, he ain't a guard.
Don't tell me you got it fixed with a warden.
What difference does it make who it is so long as the whole thing is set and fixed?
Well, you've got to have some help, inside or out. Oh, Hendricks, I think you're nuts. You're stir crazy.
I'm getting out of this place. I got a reason, a good reason. I got something waiting for me outside, something I can enjoy, something that belongs to me. I'm the only one that knows where it is, and I'm going out. You're in here for a good long time, Bob, and if you don't want to go with me, you can stay and rot.
Look, Hendricks, I still think you're nuts.
All right, what of it? I got the right dope, ain't I? And it'll work.
Suppose it does. Suppose you find this money hidden away on the old lady's estate. What good will it do you? You killed her and her son to get it, didn't you?
That's a lie. I didn't. Didn't kill anybody.
I say you did.
It ain't true, not a word of it. But I know where the money is.
Okay, you can break out. You can have the money, but... Well, I've done a lot of reading and thinking since I've been here.
Ah, you gone soft.
Maybe so. But I know this much now. If I ever do get out, I'll do things a lot different. Believe me, Hendricks, I'll tread the straight and narrow. I've done a lot of things that I'm sure sorry for now. I can't undo them. But I won't do them again. No, sir, I'll do things different. Not the way I did them before.
Ah, you just got religion, but it won't get you out.
Maybe not, but I'm resigned. I got exactly what's coming to me. And believe me, Hendricks, so will you. So will you. If you break out, they'll have you back one way or another. You watch and see.
Well, I'm going, so you watch and see. Watch and see.
Now, another storm. Another night, a lonely country road, a car. We're in the south. That village we passed a few miles back, that silent, sleeping village, was Marsdenburg. Yes, Marsdenburg, remember? That small, lonely stone building was the courthouse. The courthouse where John Hendricks was tried and convicted. We're on the outskirts now, on a lonely road. A young man is driving the old car, and there's a girl beside him. Motor trouble? Well, there, just ahead, a light. Yes, it's a little crossroads store. Pull in.
There's a light, but I don't see anybody. Oh, it's closed. We better drive on.
I guess you're right.
Good evening, folks. What's your trouble?
We're having motor trouble.
Oh, is it? What are you doing driving around on a night like this?
On our way west. Mister, is there an inn or something around here where we can stay for the night?
An inn? Yes, there's a place about 8 miles up the road. They'll probably put you up. There's a sign on the left-hand side of the road. Can't miss it. This road's pretty bad when it rains. Gotta be careful or you'll find yourself walking.
Thanks. We'll try. Good night.
Good luck, mister.
You'll need the luck.
The storm is increasing now. The muddy road sparkles in the flashes of lightning. The tall, dark trees sway back and forth in the fury of the storm like moaning lost souls. The little car lurches and bounces in its fight to keep the center of the highway. 2 miles, 3 miles, 4, maybe 5, and look, there it is, straight ahead. On the right side of the road, a blue light. Ah, yes, that's it. Wait, George. the old man say on the right side or the left side of the road?
George, what's wrong?
I don't know. The distributor must have gotten wet.
Look, George.
What?
That blue light we saw, it's gone. Where is it?
We must have passed it.
Well, we couldn't have. I was looking right at it. It seemed as though it just disappeared in the thin air.
I'd better turn in here. This motor won't last much longer.
Guess so.
I can't see a thing.
No, it's
Can you?
certainly a desolate-looking place. There must be a house back in there. There it is. Look, there's a driveway. 20 feet ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, this motor's about to conk out. We'd better drive in and see what we can find.
Yes. Drive in, George. You'll find something. That's right. Through the gate. Make the curve. Hurry. There goes a motor. A little more. Now.
Oh, we just made it. Thank heaven.
Yes, that's right. Always thank heaven at a time like this. All right. Get out and go up on the porch.
Now, let me help you.
I'm all right. What do we do with the bag?
We'll leave them here in the car till we find out if there's anyone here. Come on.
You see a bell?
No. Can't see a thing. Gee, this place looks completely deserted. I don't think anyone lives here.
I don't either. Let's go.
You're listening to The Whistler. We pause momentarily for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
George, let's don't knock. I don't like this place. Let's go on.
How with a dead motor? Where could we go? I'll knock.
Well, all right.
Ah, that's right. Knock, George. Knock. Go ahead. Louder. Again.
We've got to have shelter.
Yes, we can't stay in that car any longer. Can we?
No. Afraid not.
Here it comes. Now you're on your own, George. On your own.
There is someone.
Yes?
Oh.
Good evening.
What is it?
Well, you see, our car...
Yes, our car stalled.
And we can't go any farther, and it's such a terrible night out that we thought we could stop here for the evening.
Stop here?
Why, yes, we saw your light and...
Light? What light?
Why, the little neon out in front.
There is no light.
Well, have you a room?
Yes, there is a room.
Well, could we come in? I mean, it's awfully wet out here.
You may come in if you wish.
Oh, thank you.
Well, this is quite a relief. We were afraid you'd closed up for the night, especially when all the lights were out.
Are the lights out?
Yes, you see. Huh?
Of course the lights are out.
Oh, I didn't know.
You do take tourists.
Do we?
Oh, yes, that's what they told us.
Who told you?
Well, the old man at the little store back at the crossroads.
Little store?
Yes, at the crossroad about 5 miles back. You know where the crossroad is, don't you?
There is no store at the crossroads.
There isn't?
No.
I see. Look, madam, would you mind turning on the lights? I can't see a thing.
We have no lights here.
No light.
Give me a flashlight, Jennifer. She means there's no electricity.
No. There is no light here.
Well, throw the flash around. There must be a lamp.
No. Don't make a light. We see well in the dark.
We? Who's we? Is there someone else in the house?
My son.
Oh, he's going to bed?
No. He is standing beside you.
Beside who?
You. Son.
Yes, Lily?
Oh!
Gee, give me that flashlight.
Got it. You got it.
Oh, yeah. Gee whiz.
How long have you been standing there, Bub?
Since you came in.
Is that so? Well, I didn't see you. You make a noise like a spook.
Who are you? What is your name?
George Kimball. This is my wife, Joan. We're on our way west with travelers.
Travelers?
So are we.
What?
Quiet, son. Quiet.
No, let him talk. He's quiet enough.
How long have you folks been living here?
We lived here all our lives.
Say, how about closing the door?
Is the door open?
Why, of course it's... What?
George!
Now, take it easy, Joan. Don't get excited. Oh, look, madam, there's a candle on that table over there by the fireplace.
Is there?
Yes, and if you don't mind, I'm going to light it.
Please don't.
Oh, wait a minute. If you want us to stay here, we insist that we have some light. You want us to stay here, don't you?
Do we? Do we, son?
Yes, Mother.
What are you looking at me for?
Yes, Mother.
Without light?
Yes, Mother.
George, let's go. I don't want to stay here tonight. This place doesn't look good to me.
There has been no good here for many years.
See what I mean, George?
I don't get it. You don't seem to want us, yet your son does. How do you make any money that way?
We don't make money.
You don't? You mean you haven't had any guests lately?
No, not for many years.
Well, you can't expect any if you act like this.
But we do expect a guest. Don't we, son?
Yes, Mother.
Well, he certainly has a surprise coming.
Yes, he has.
How many rooms have you?
There are many rooms, but only one.
Only one? That doesn't make sense. What do you mean?
Only one for guests.
You mean only one equipped?
Yes.
Well, then if you've got it reserved for this guest you expect, what are we going to do?
There is an inn farther along the road. They have rooms. They will take care of you. It will be best for us.
Our distributor got wet, so our car won't run.
Where is your car?
Right there at the foot of the steps.
I see no car.
You don't? Why, it's standing right... Joan.
George, where is it? It's gone.
Holy smoke, it is gone. But where? How? I didn't hear a sound. It must have rolled ahead.
Well, throw your light around.
Not a sign of it. Say, what goes on here?
Son,
Yes, Mother.
you move the car.
Yes, Mother.
I understand, son. I understand.
Wait a minute. Your son moved it? How could he? The motor won't even run. And even if it would, we didn't hear a sound.
No sound.
How did you move it?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a fine thing. Here we are in a place where they don't want us and no way of leaving. Well, you've got us on your hands now. You'll have to make the best of it.
No, George, no. We'll leave.
Nonsense. This is all silly. Come on, let's have some light and cut out the monkey business.
Wait. Son, what have we decided?
Yes, Mother. We decided yes.
Very well, if you wish. If you wish, you may stay. Stay until...
Until when?
All night?
Yes, Mother.
If you wish.
Oh, that's better. That's more like it. Now I'll light this candle. There we are.
George, look.
Well, look at the dust and the cobwebs. This place looks deserted, like an old cellar. Well, how about the room? Do we get it, or the guests are expecting it?
There is another room that will do, perhaps.
Well, could we see it?
Yes. And by the way, how much do you charge?
We charge nothing.
You charge nothing.
Nothing.
Sounds silly, but it's right for us. We're running short anyway. Well, let's see the room.
Very well. It is upstairs.
After you, madam.
No. You go first.
Very well. Come on, Joe. Bring that other candle.
Come, son. Follow me.
Yes, Mother.
I never saw so much dust.
Well, they must like it. You know, nice, clean dust.
That room at the head of the stairs.
Why, this room was well furnished. Is this the room reserved for your expected guest?
No.
But you said you had only one room furnished. Who sleeps here?
I stay here now.
I see. Or do I?
It's a nice, soft bed.
It was always comfortable. We'll leave you now. Come, son. We must leave them alone now.
Yes, Mother. Leave them alone.
Good night.
Good night.
You will lock your door?
Oh, yes. We'll lock it.
Goodbye.
Say, did she say good night or goodbye?
I don't know. I thought she said... She did say goodbye.
Golly, what a screwy outfit. I wish we hadn't had car trouble. That's what we get for trying to drive in this storm.
How much money have we left?
Not much. Just enough to get to Los Angeles the way I figure. Once I get there, I know there'll be a job for me. We'll make it, don't worry. You'll see me in a nice job in Hollywood.
I'm not worried about seeing you in Hollywood.
No?
No. I'm just worried about seeing you in the morning.
The same night, but later. It's midnight. Another car on the same road. You know who it is. It's John Hendricks. You know where he's going. He turns in at our deserted mansion, up the driveway, and stops. He steps out. Slips up the steps, opens the door, and throws his flash about the dusty room. Cobwebs glisten in the beam. A few moments, and the light comes to rest on the fireplace. He steps quickly to the mantel, draws a small hammer and chisel from his pocket, and sets to work removing a brick. Now he's finished. The brick is loose. He reaches in and withdraws a heavy yellow envelope. He starts to put it in his pocket, but suddenly freezes in his tracks. He can't move. He turns icy cold. Turn around, Hendricks. Turn around. Look. At the foot of the stairs across the room stands a woman holding a candle, and beside her a grinning youth holding an axe. Turn around, Hendricks. Look at their heads covered with blood. Turn around.
John Hendricks murderer.
John Hendricks thief.
Martha.
Yes, John.
Henry.
Yes, John.
No.
We've come for you, John, the same way you came for us. We've been waiting for you, John. We knew you'd come back for the money. We've been waiting. We've come to take you, John.
No. Please don't come near me. Please.
You must suffer, John, as we have suffered.
I've suffered.
Not enough, John. Not enough.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't plan to kill you. I went mad, lost my head. No, don't come near me. You can have the money. You can have it.
Then give it to us, John. Give us the money. You won't need it now. Come, son. We must have the money, and we must take John. Come, son, come.
No. There's the money on the floor.
Money is not enough, John. Money is not enough. Go ahead, son. Go ahead. We must have John Hendricks, thief, murderer.
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother.
No. I'll shoot.
Bullets won't stop us.
Good Lord, George. What was that?
I heard a scream. Downstairs.
So did I. And shots.
I'll open the door. It must have been downstairs. I don't see a thing.
Here's your flashlight.
Great Scott. Look. A man down there on the floor. Come on. He's dead.
Look at the gun.
It's been fired. But I don't see a mark on him.
Let's get out of here.
I'll say, come on.
No, you don't. Stand where you are.
George!
Cops.
What's going on here? Hand over that gun. Thanks. What are you doing here?
Why, we're stopping here. That is, we're just leaving.
I can see that. Know this man on the floor?
Know him? Yes.
Joan, what's the matter with you?
No, we don't.
Take
We
a
don't
look
know
at him,
him.
Frank. Yes, sir. What are you two doing here?
Why, we're guests.
Yes, we're both guests.
Guests? Who's guests?
Why, guests, lodgers, tourists, guests of the old lady.
What old lady?
The old lady that lives here, the old lady and her son.
You'll have to cook up a better one than that.
What do you mean?
Drive here? Where's your car?
The son took it.
Son, old lady, what are you talking about?
They live here. They said they owned this place. We had motor trouble, and they put us up for the night.
What about him, Frank?
Well, he isn't dead, breathing. Looks like he had a stroke or something. It's him, all right. John Hendricks.
Take a look around. See if there's anyone else here.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
George Kimball. This is my wife. We're on our way to California. Do you know who this man is?
Certainly. We've been on his trail. He's an escaped convict. This your gun?
No, sir.
Did he shoot at you?
No, sir.
You shoot at him? This gun's been fired, and we heard shots as we turned in the driveway.
Not a sight of anyone, sir. Nothing but dust and cobwebs.
Look, Campbell, you said there was an old lady and her son here.
Sure. They were here all evening.
They're not here now.
Well, they let us in and showed us to our room. They certainly were here.
What did the old lady look like?
Well, she had gray hair, wore a house dress and an apron.
What did the boy look like?
He was a big kid, about 20. Had a round, rosy face, and I think... Well, in fact, I know he was kind of simple-minded. He had a strange laugh, and he had red hair.
Well, I'll be darned. What do you think of that, Frank?
Golly, gives me the creeps.
Why so?
Do you know who you've just described?
No.
The old lady and her son who used to live here.
Used to live here?
Yeah. They were murdered here 10 years ago.
What?
Murdered?
Sure. This man on the floor was her husband, the boy's stepfather. He was tried for killing them with an axe and stealing her money and bonds. He got off at second degree because of lack of evidence. He escaped a week ago and headed this way. We've been on his trail ever since he entered this county. So you see, Kimball, if there was anybody else here tonight, it must have been a figment of your imagination. This house has been deserted for 10 years.
Oh, George.
Good Lord.
Look, Sergeant. Found this envelope on the back doorstep. It's the money.
Well, what do you know? The money and the bonds. Old Martha Hendricks' money. That's why Hendricks came here.
But where did they go? The old lady?
No place. Because they weren't here, Kimball. Well, better get them out of here and back to headquarters.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't leave us.
We won't. You're coming along, too.
Why?
We need you for a day or two. All right, let's get going, Frank. Come on.
But where did they go? We saw them. I know they were here.
Well, you certainly described them to a T, but don't worry too much about it, you know. Things like this can drive you nuts. You know what I mean? Things like this sometimes just happen. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, oh, come on. Let's go before I get the heebie-jeebies.
What did he say? Things like this just sometimes happen. Just happen. Well, sometimes they do and can't be explained. But not this time. Oh, no, not this time. This can be explained. Remember John Hendrick's cellmate, Bill? Bill, number 1014? He can explain. He knows all about it because he planned it. Bill wanted the money. He'd learned all the dope from Hendricks. He sent his pals, the phony spooks, made up like the old lady and her son, to grab the money when Hendricks recovered it. Too bad they dropped it in their hurry to get away. Bill didn't want to hurt John. He wanted to scare him out of it. Remember? Bill, 1014, had changed. He said he'd never do things the way he'd done them before. And he didn't. Bill meant what he said. Good night.
If this came upon you unaware and you listened, we've served our purpose. The Whistler, with original music composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch, is written and directed by J. Donald Wilson and originates from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time, The Whistler returns. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Wait a minute. Have you heard the Whistler?
I'm the Whistler.
If you could look upon Charlie as I do, you'd realize he's inanimate, dead, with no power to harm.
That was old Peter Medford, the jungle explorer, now confined to a wheelchair with paralysis.
I would suggest that you leave this place at once, Miss Medford. At once.
That was Clay Alden, Peter Medford's secretary. And this is Marie, Peter Medford's young niece.
No, no, no. It's no dream. It's here. Here in my room.
Saturday night, and CBS presents another in the new mystery series, The Whistler.
And I, the Whistler, know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, many secrets hidden in the hearts of men and women who've stepped into the shadows. I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak. And so I tell you tonight the strange mystery of the Shrunken Head. In the quickening darkness of a stormy fall evening, a young girl paces the deserted platform of a small suburban railroad station. From her anxious attitude, we know that she's waiting for someone. But just be patient, Miss Medford. There is someone coming to meet you. He has just now driven up. He's coming through the station door, walking up behind you.
Miss Medford?
Oh, yes,
Sorry to have kept you waiting. I'm Clay Alden.
Oh, yes. Uncle Peter has mentioned you in his letters. His secretary, aren't you?
That's right.
Where is my uncle?
He was disappointed he couldn't meet you. Pretty much of a task for the old gentleman to get around these days. You see, he's confined to a wheelchair.
Oh, I didn't know. Serious?
Legs are paralyzed. Result of jungle fever. Just came on him lately.
How awful.
Yes, it's a shame, all right. Well, shall we get going? Car's out front. Better run for it or you'll get wet.
Yes.
I'll take care of your luggage.
Thank you very much.
Rather a disappointing reception, Marie Medford, wouldn't you think? You have come over 2,000 miles all by yourself just to see the only living relative you have in the world. And then you are met by a stranger. The car turns up the tree-lined driveway. This, Marie, is what is known in this countryside as Medford Manor. Yes, Medford Manor. It's all that the name implies, a gloomy pile of a structure, even made gloomier by the blackness of the night and the driving rain. Oh, someone has heard the car approach. The door is open. It's the butler, Victor. Well, Marie, are you going in? What a pity you don't know what I do. You'd never cross that threshold if you did. Too late now. Your luggage is being brought in. The young man and the butler stand beside you. The door closes.
Victor?
Yes?
Take Miss Medford's luggage upstairs to the south corner bedroom.
The south corner bedroom, sir?
Certainly. Why not?
Very good, sir. Any further instructions?
No. Oh, has Mr. Medford retired yet?
Not yet, sir. He's in his study. I just gave him his warm milk. He may have dozed off, sir.
All right. Thank you, Victor.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Would you care to follow Victor to your room, Miss Medford?
I'd like to see my uncle now, if I could, please.
Very well. Come this way. Here we are. I'll speak to him. Wait here, please.
Well, Marie, how do you like it? You get a feeling of something not as it should be? Strange fellow, this Clay. And the butler, too. Look about you.
What a depressing house. Huge and cold and unfriendly.
Oh, not at all as you'd imagined it. Is it, Marie?
Your uncle will see you now.
Thank you.
Marie, my dear child, come in, come in, come in.
Uncle.
Well, my poor child, take off those wet things at once. Alden, what's the matter with you? My niece will catch her death. Help her off with those things.
Sorry, Mr. Medford.
Thank you.
Bless my soul, pretty as a picture. You got a kiss for us?
Of course.
That's it. Now you sit down here beside me. I'm sorry I couldn't meet you, my dear, but I'm afraid the ravages of old age and malaria have finally caught up with me. My one comfort is this wheelchair. Getting onto it, though, you should see me wheeling all over the house. The only thing that baffles me is the stairs. My life is now confined to the first floor only. Oh, pretty bad trip, wasn't it?
Seemed endless.
Well, you're here now, thank goodness. This is your home. You're free to come and go and do whatever you please.
Thank you, Uncle Peter.
Don't suppose any of this is what you imagined. I know that I'm different from what I'd hoped you'd find.
Tell me, Uncle Peter, do you think you'd have recognized me if you hadn't known I was coming?
Recognize you? Why, of course. You have the family of Medford written all over you.
Oh.
No mistaking you, my dear. Well, Alden, what are you standing there for? What are you staring at?
Oh, waiting to see if you need anything for this.
No, that's all. I'll ring for you if I need you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I forgot to thank him.
For what? He gets paid for whatever he does?
Forgive me for saying this, but somehow I don't like that young man.
Was he rude to you?
Oh, no, not actually. But he seems to resent my being here. And the butler, he seems resentful, too. I feel as though I don't belong.
Oh, they're harmless enough. But getting back to you, I was so sorry I was in South America at the time it happened. Must have been pretty ghastly for you, my child.
Like a nightmare, Uncle Peter. I'm not myself yet.
I should think not. An only child losing both parents so suddenly and so horribly.
Maybe it was a good thing it was sudden. It had to happen at all. One spectator at the crash said that they never knew what happened.
Now, you mustn't talk about it. All that's behind you. A new life from now on,
God. And that's the way I want to look at it, Uncle Peter. And I'd like to get something to do.
What? Oh, now.
Oh, yes, really, I would. I want to be active if I can. I'm quite capable. I'd really like to get a job, Uncle Peter.
Well, bless my soul.
Secretarial work or anything.
Well, that might not be a bad idea. Keep you from brooding. We'll see what we can do. And now I have a little surprise for you. You haven't seen my collection.
No, I haven't. Mother and Father often talked about it.
Well, if you'll just open that door over there, I'll show some of it to you.
Oh, this one?
That's right. You'll find the light switch just inside.
Why, it's a regular museum. All these glass cases.
Over here, my dear. Now, look at these. Well, what do you think of them?
Well, they're horrible, Uncle Peter. They look like tiny human heads.
Well, that's exactly what they are. Life-size at one time, but isn't it remarkable the way they shrink them down? Look at this one. See his little features? Perfect in every detail. He's my favorite. Interesting history about him. He was once a white man.
Oh.
Forced down in the South American jungle when his plane cracked up. The headhunters got hold of him, and there he is. His name is Charlie. I'd like to see him closer. I can unlock the case.
No, please. Do you mind if I don't look anymore?
Oh, dear. I keep forgetting people are sometimes shocked by these things. I see them only through a collector's eyes. Oh, well, you'll have lots of time to look over my jungle paraphernalia. Meanwhile, perhaps you'd better get some rest. Would you like Victor to get you something to eat?
No, thank you, Uncle Peter. But I am rather tired. I think I'll say goodnight to you.
Know your way about, do you?
Yes, I'll find my room. Good night, Uncle Peter.
Good night, my sweet child. I'll see you in the morning.
Poor Marie. Know something? You're going to have dreams tonight. Unpleasant ones, too. Well, let's move the clock ahead and go to Marie's bedroom. It's a little after 3 in the morning. She's asleep now. The rain's still coming down. The wind moans outside. Hear it? Yes, Marie's asleep. Looks peaceful enough lying there in that big 4-poster bed. But suddenly she begins to toss.
My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie.
No, no, no. Uncle Peter! Oh. Oh, how foolish. Only a dream. But it seemed so real. I'm sure I heard it whisper.
My name's Charlie.
Only the wind. Oh, I wish I hadn't seen that dreadful thing.
Miss Medford, are you all right?
Who's there?
Clay Olden.
Oh, yes, Mr. Alden. I just had a bad dream, that's all. I'm quite all right, thank you.
Well, if you need anything, just ring.
Yes, I will. Sorry I disturbed you.
Not at all.
Oh, I must get some sleep. Stop dreaming.
But little sleep for you, Marie. The moments tick by with dreadful slowness. Fearing to close her eyes, she lies staring at the roof of her bed, lying in agony for the moment when that hideous little head will again come floating in through space. It is morning now. A dreary fog still hovers depressingly over the old house, a cold clamminess which only adds to Marie's sensation of uneasiness. In the dismal morning room, Victor is serving breakfast to Clay Alden and Marie.
Shame you didn't rest well last night, Miss Medford.
It's just the newness of everything. I'll get used to it, Victor.
I hope you will, miss.
Of course you will.
Oh, and Mr. Alden, don't mention anything to my uncle about that silly dream I had last night.
Oh, of course not.
Did you have a bad night, miss?
Yes. The daytime makes such a difference in things. Even you seem different, Mr. Alden.
For the better, I trust.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't very complimentary. Oh, here comes Uncle.
Well, good morning, you two.
Good morning, Mr. Medford.
Morning, Uncle Peter.
You look quite fit this morning, sir.
Feeling splendidly. Had the best night's sleep in I don't know how long. And how are you feeling, my child?
Quite well, thank you, Uncle.
Oh, you remember our conversation of last evening? I mean, about you wanting to do something?
Yes?
I think I've got it for you. Friend of mine named Phineas Drake. Collects books. Just purchased a library complete. Wants someone to catalog it for him. Small pay, but not too difficult. Well, how does it sound?
Oh, it sounds wonderful. It's just what I want.
Splendid. I'll call him again after breakfast. Can you imagine such an ambitious young girl, Alden? Wants to work, and she's only worth a cool $1 million.
Oh, not yet, I'm not, Uncle Peter.
Well, whenever you become of age, or whatever it said in your father's will.
I thought you knew what it said. I won't inherit my cool $1 million until I'm married.
What was that, Miss Medford?
You see? Right away you put notions into his head. She said she won't come into her inheritance until she marries. Why her father made that strange provision, I shall never know. But, Marie, you stay your distance from this young man.
Oh, Uncle Peter, you're making him embarrassed.
Can't an old man have his little joke? Anyway, with all the eligible young men you'll meet, poor Alden won't stand a chance.
Oh, Peter, please.
Oh, all right. Victor, where are my eggs?
Right here, sir.
Oh, yes, soft-boiled eggs. That's your diet. Tell me, my dear, did you find your room comfortable?
Oh, yes, it's a lovely room. It's almost like a castle.
Oh, I miss my old room, the one next to yours. I haven't been up there in over a month. One day soon I'll have Victor and Alden carry me up those stairs just to see if the place looks the same. Victor, serve my niece some more coffee.
Yes, of course, sir.
So, Marie, you're going to have something to do, eh? Well, you're an intelligent girl. Should do well at your new assignment. It's harder work than you thought, though.
Hours of scanning small print and copying down the individual histories of countless books.
All goes well for several weeks, and then early one afternoon, you return home, Marie, to find your uncle as usual in his study. Why are you so upset, Marie?
Marie, well, you're home early. You're not finished already.
Finished as far as Mr. Phineas Drake is concerned. I can't understand it. I've done my work well. This afternoon, Mr. Drake came to me and said he had no further use for my services.
What?
Didn't explain why, just looked at me queerly and said he preferred someone else to finish the job.
Well, that's strange. Oh, well, he's an old crank. Don't let this upset you. We'll find something else for you to do. No. Don't you worry.
What's wrong with my work, Mr. Palando? Surely it's been satisfactory.
Well, you see, because of the peculiar nature of my profession, I must have someone more experienced. I'm sorry, Miss Medford.
But I didn't, Professor Hanley. I did exactly as you instructed. What on earth is wrong?
You'll excuse me, Miss Medford, but, your ability as an assistant has not come up to standard.
Please listen, Dr. Humphrey. I've studied botany, and I've checked this manuscript most carefully. There's not a single mistake.
Very sorry, Miss Medford, but they're not all acceptable. Have to get someone else.
Why, I just can't understand it, Uncle Peter. Is there something wrong with me?
Well, I shall certainly call Dr. Humphrey right away.
Oh, no, I'd rather you didn't.
But it was only the other day he telephoned me and said what an efficient secretary he thought you were.
Something wrong somewhere.
You know, Marie, I think I'd give up this idea of wanting to work. I haven't mentioned it to you, but you're really not looking your best lately.
Well, to tell the truth, Uncle, I haven't been sleeping well. I have the most frightening nightmares. In fact, it's the same dream every night.
Well, that's odd. What's the dream about?
Well, I keep seeing that little head. The one you said was called Charlie.
Oh, dear, I suppose I made a mistake showing that to you on your first night. If you could only look upon Charlie as I do, you'd realize it is inanimate, dead, with no power at all to do you harm. You build up a phobia about that head. Now, the thing to do is to destroy that fear by facing it. You come along with me, my dear.
You mean in there again?
It's the only way. Now, come along.
Oh, no, Uncle Peter.
I know what I'm doing. Open that door, Marie. I'm going to make you realize how foolish you've been. Over here, my dear. Oh, I know you think I'm being cruel, but I know my psychology. Why, that's strange.
What is it, Uncle Peter?
Why, somebody's broken into this case. Ring for Victor and get Alden here at once.
Is something missing?
Somebody has deliberately taken that head.
So Charlie is missing, eh? Wonder who could have broken the lock and lifted the little head from its black velvet pad. I wonder. But now, several nights have passed, and still the head called Charlie has not reappeared. Marie has just taken a sedative her Uncle Peter gave her and is now lying on her bed, tossing fretfully, praying for sleep. Sleep, Marie. Tonight?
Oh, dear heaven. No dreams tonight. Let me get some sleep.
My name's Charlie.
No.
My name's Charlie.
No.
My name's Charlie.
No.
Yes, Marie. Open your eyes and look at me.
No.
You're
No.
holding me in your hands, Marie.
Uncle Peter! Uncle Peter! Uncle Peter!
What's wrong, Miss Medford?
Where's my uncle?
He's downstairs asleep. Well, you're frightened out of your wits. Another of those dreams?
It was no dream this time. The head. It's there in my room.
What?
It told me to open my eyes and look at it. And there it was in my hand. I was so frightened I threw it to the floor.
Oh, I know dreams can seem terribly
Oh,
real,
this
but...
was no dream, I tell you. It's there now in my room. When I threw it on the floor, it rolled to the foot of my bed. Oh, don't look at me as though I'm insane. Come look for yourself if you don't believe me.
Just as you say.
It's right here. I'll turn on this lamp here. Now, it's gone. It was here. It was. to you. Oh, I know you think I'm crazy. But I saw it. I saw it. I tell you, I saw
Miss
it.
Medford, please.
What's wrong, Miss Medford? I thought I heard you scream. Marie!
It's your uncle.
Are you all right?
I'm coming down, Uncle Peter. I must talk to you.
Now, you must get hold of yourself, my dear.
Oh, you won't think I'm crazy. But I really did see it. I touched it. And it was nestled like an orange in my hand. I woke up and threw it on the floor. And when Mr. Alden and I came back to the room, it was gone. Oh, you don't believe I actually saw it. Do you?
Now, compose yourself, child. I want to ask you some questions. First of all, in this dream, do you hear a voice of any kind?
Yes. A voice that whispers, "My name's Charlie," over and over. But tonight it said something different.
Now, you needn't go on, my dear. I had hoped and prayed with all my heart that this wouldn't happen to you. But I'm afraid it has.
What are you trying to tell me, Uncle Pete?
You've heard me go on about the fine old Medford stock. Well, it so happens our branch isn't so fine. There's been something wrong with us.
You mean insanity? Oh, but if there is insanity in the family, why haven't I heard of it before?
Because, my dear, it's the Medford secret.
Oh, Peter, I'm frightened.
Whatever you do, Marie, you must not let go of yourself.
But it's not easy being told you're mad. Uncle Peter, if I am afflicted, then all those people must have known. That's why they discharged me. But how did they know? What did I do that would give evidence?
Perhaps you do things you're not aware of.
Maybe I do. Seems the only logical answer. Oh, Uncle Pete, what's to become of me?
Now, we'll work this out together, my dear child. No one will ever know. You can depend upon me. I won't leave you. From tonight on, I shall be taken upstairs, and I'll stay near you. Knowing that which afflicts us gives us a weapon with which to fight it. Just you rely upon me, my dear.
Uncle Pete. Oh, Uncle Pete. Yes, who is it?
Lay Alden. I must see you for a moment.
Very well.
Better not close it. I'll have to talk quietly.
Something wrong?
Terribly wrong. The old gentleman's asleep in the next room. I had to wait till he dozed off before I could see you.
Well?
It's about the head.
The head?
The one he calls Charlie. It's back in its case.
When did this happen?
Sometime last night, I guess, after your nightmare.
Yes, I'm convinced now that that's all it was.
I'm not so sure.
What?
When you threw Charlie to the floor, a piece of his ear broke off. I found it after you went downstairs. Here it is. It's Charlie's ear, all right. I checked it very carefully.
Oh, no, this doesn't make sense.
Did you ring for me, miss?
No, Victor, no, I didn't ring.
Oh. Sorry, miss. Excuse me.
Miss Medford, you're in grave danger. You've got to leave this house as quickly as you can and never come back.
What's going on in here?
Uncle.
What was that I heard you telling my niece, Clay?
I said she should leave this house and never come back.
All the impudence. Alden, explain yourself.
I'll be glad to, sir. I think Miss Medford is in danger of losing her sanity as well as her life.
What is all this poppycock? Are you trying to frighten my niece? Lord knows she's been through enough
She's been through too much. If she weren't made of pretty stout stuff, she'd have been a gibbering idiot by this time.
Alden, you're packing your things and leaving at once.
Leaving? I'm afraid you're wrong, sir. I'm not leaving. Not yet. Maybe you're leaving.
Now, Mr. Alden, what's the meaning of this?
I'm sorry to break it to you this way, but I'm definitely convinced your uncle is a diabolical fiend.
I can take so much and no more. Look here, Alden. If you know what's good for you, you'll leave here at once. At once, do you hear?
You're pretty anxious to get rid of me, but it's too late. Miss Medford, you remember your father's will. You'd come into your money only if you married. Well, if you didn't marry, Uncle Peter would get the money. And if he could prove you were insane, you'd never be able to marry. You see how it all works out?
Why, how dare you, Mr.
Listen
Alden?
to that maniac.
Listen to me, Miss Medford. Your uncle, your loving uncle, was the one who telephoned your employers and told them you were crazy. Phineas Drake and all the others told me so today.
I don't believe it.
Lies, lies!
Why, your uncle even told me you were crazy. I know what's happened. He himself smashed the lock and took the head from its case and planted it last night in your room. If you'll stand on a chair and look above your bed as I did this afternoon, you'll see a small radio loudspeaker. It's hooked up to a microphone in the back stairs hallway. The voice you heard was your Uncle Peter.
I don't believe you.
Last night, after you came out in the hallway, your Uncle Peter grabbed up the head, stepped out onto that balcony, and climbed down the vines to his study.
Why, he's as mad as a March hare. How could I possibly be a party to such a monstrous plot? Why, I can't even walk.
Look at this ear, a piece of Charlie's ear. I found it in Marie's room. That proves she wasn't dreaming, and it fits perfectly. I've tried it.
Why, you... Give me that ear. Give it to me!
Uncle Peter, you're walking.
Give it to me!
Look at him, Marie, standing unaided. Does that prove anything to you?
Uncle Peter. Oh, and it's true.
All right, it's true. I can walk. But you are insane, Marie. Insane. You'll never marry anyone, Marie. I'll see to that.
Victor, grab him.
Don't move, Mr. Medford. Easy now.
Don't believe what Holden says. You're crazy, Marie. There's no escaping it. You'll have those dreams, and Charlie will visit you every night. You'll hear him saying, "My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie. My name's Charlie."
Hold him, Victor.
Got him, sir.
I think you're the one who's crazy, Medford. Maybe that could be proved.
Take your hands off of me.
Take it easy now, Mr. Medford. Take it easy.
There's nothing wrong with me. You know it.
Is the car ready, Victor?
Yes, it's ready. Come in, gentlemen. These are the officers.
Then you'd better take him away.
Yes, sir. Please come quietly, Mr. Medford.
I'm not crazy. I'm not.
Hello.
You're lying on me. Lying. Lying. Do you hear? You're lying.
I'm terribly sorry about this, Marie. Terribly sorry. But it's all for the best.
How can it be for the best? Think what this means. He's my father's brother, and if he's insane, then it means that I might be too. Runs in the family.
No, don't worry, Marie. Don't worry. You're safe. You're perfectly normal, I know.
No?
Yes. You see, he wasn't your real uncle. He was your father's foster brother. I found proof. So you see, you've nothing in the world to fear.
How do you know that?
Someday, Marie, I'll tell you all about it. Tomorrow, maybe.
Why don't you tell her now, Clay? Tell her why you were working as Peter Medford's secretary. Because your father was Peter's partner, his partner. That your father was ruined in business by Peter and killed himself in disgrace. That you suspected him of having cheated your father. That you came to find the evidence and discovered in time Peter's diabolical plan to prevent Marie from ever marrying. Better tell her, Clay. I would.
CBS has presented The Whistler. Original music for this production was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Tonight's Whistler story was written by Joseph Kearns, directed by J. Donald Wilson, and originated from Columbia Square in Hollywood. Next week, same time,
I, the Whistler, will return to tell you the strange story of the cursed. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.